everyone, it's me Danya, and I hope that you guys are doing well. Today I want to talk about all the media that I've consumed over the past few months, and I kind of want this to become a regular thing. I feel like it would be fun to watch and see, maybe you can find some cool recommendations here and there. I would say let's dive right into it because I think I'm gonna talk a lot. So the first K-drama that I want to talk about is called anywaysssss, and it has I think about 12 episodes. So basically the drama follows Song Haran, who's a fashion designer at her grandma's fashion label, you could say. Basically the female lead is just very emotional, and she kind of struggles with grief because she has lost a few of her loved ones, and she meets this cheerful animator whose name is Son Woo-chan. He's very cheerful and positive, but he also kind of has secrets and a traumatizing past, and they meet, and I don't want to give too much away, but together they kind of heal their trauma. And the drama not only focuses on her story but also her sisters and her grandma, and they all have different storylines. The main character, her story is kind of depressing and melancholic, whereas her sister is just very cheerful and just a high school student and having completely different experiences. And I just think the drama was so well made, because sometimes, especially lately in K-dramas, the dramas are all becoming a lot shorter, and then not everything is resolved properly. I feel this drama kind of wrapped up everything perfectly. Okay, so this drama brought me back to 2016. I honestly, I needed something light and fun to watch, and this was perfect. I was binging all episodes all at once, and it was honestly just so fun. I feel these kind of dramas, they're slowly fading away. Jisoo plays a webtoon producer, and she's always busy with work. So then one day she gets these virtual reality glasses. She gets into a world where she can role play different scenarios, and that's really fun. Meanwhile, also there's something happening in her real life, and it's just very well done. I need those kind of light dramas to come back. Sometimes things don't have to be that serious. So that was also something I enjoyed watching. The last K-drama is the third season of Yumi's Cell, which I finished I think last week. Before I get into it, I just want to say I'm just so upset that it was only 8 episodes long, because it was just so good. Season 3 is about Yumi, who's now a successful writer, and she's a workaholic. And the season kind of revolves around falling in love again, and also her getting out of her comfort zone. I think after season 2 she was just very into herself and just into work, and had her comfort zone that she wouldn't leave. And then there's also the main lead, Sondrok. I don't want to spoil too much, but actually his character was very relatable, because he's a homebody and I'm a homebody, so I could relate to most of the choices that he made. But their dynamic is very fun to watch. Yeah, also I love the cell animations. I have a few favorite cells, but I don't want to give too much away. So even if you haven't watched the first 2 seasons of Yumi's Cell, you can still watch season 3, and yeah, you should definitely watch season 3. It's just a very cute, romantic, fun K-drama. So yeah, so these are the main K-dramas that I spend obsessing over. Besides K-dramas, I've also watched a few non-Korean shows, so let's get into those now. The first one that I want to talk about is Tell Me Lies. Well, actually the third season of Tell Me Lies, which is also the final season. If I were to describe it, it's just about a bunch of college students who make one bad decision after the other, and also this very toxic male character. Every time you watch an episode, I don't know, but for me, sometimes I was just very enraged and angry. Then you will think okay, it cannot get worse than that, but then it gets worse than that. And sometimes the plot twists were crazy, you wouldn't think it would go that way. Yeah, don't even think, because it will go in a different direction. Actually, I think the finale was very nice. I feel it wrapped up everything very perfectly. I think you could end the show in many different ways. The show was very heavy, but in comparison to that, the last episode is very comedic, and I feel that fit very well. Overall, I enjoyed the series. It was very chaotic and messy, but it was fun to watch. I finally watched Bridgerton. I watched all 4 seasons at once. Well, actually, I watched the first season a few years ago. I watched it up to episode 6, but I stopped. I don't know, I feel because so many people were talking about Bridgerton at that time, I went in with like a lot of expectations. I wasn't like into it, so I stopped. But then this year I heard friends like talking about Bridgerton and like talking about the new season, and then I was like, okay, I'll give it another chance. So I went back into Bridgerton, started where I stopped. So starting from episode 6, I watched all the Bridgerton seasons, and I'm so happy that I did that. Well, actually now I'm kind of glad that I waited, like I stopped a few years ago, because now I could watch like season 1, 2, 3, 4 back to back, didn't have to wait. Although I think the wait is also like probably part of the experience, but I don't mind not having like experienced that. Because it was really fun to binge watch everything at once. So if I were to rank the Bridgerton seasons, it would be season 2, season 4, season 1 and 3 tied. I don't think season 1 and 3 were bad. After watching all 4 seasons, I decided to watch Queen Charlotte, where like I wish that I watched it in the perfect order. So like I think Queen Charlotte got released after season 2, and I wish I did watch it like that. So like season 1, 2, Queen Charlotte, season 3, season 4, because then I could have understood the storyline a bit better, I would say. Like I would have understood the Queen a bit better, or even Lady Danbury. But I watched it after watching all 4 seasons, and Queen Charlotte, in my opinion, is even better than season 2. Queen Charlotte is like above everything, and then season 2 follows. It's just that good. I enjoyed the storyline between the Queen and the King. It was just so beautiful. That's actually my highlight of this year, Bridgerton. I wouldn't have thought that I would enjoy it the way I did, but it was so good, and yeah. But I'm probably like the last person on earth who like finally decided to watch Bridgerton. I feel like everyone else has already watched Bridgerton, and I get that. Like, I understand. I'm kind of late to the party, but yeah. Before I go into the next category, I actually have another series that I watched. I watched a C-drama called Pursuit of Jade. I think that's how you pronounce it. And to be honest, I was influenced by TikTok for this. My entire For You page was full. People kept saying they binge watched all 40 episodes, and I had to check it out myself. So I've watched C-dramas before, and I know like most of them are kind of like long, like 40 episodes. I've watched like, for example, The First Frost or Shine on Me, which I loved. I enjoyed both of these dramas, and yeah, so I wasn't like very overwhelmed when I got into the drama, but this was like my first historic C-drama, and first of all, it was just beautiful. Like visually, everything about it was beautiful. The styling and everything, I loved it so much. I really enjoyed watching Pursuit of Jade, although I have to say, and I have to be honest here, I feel like it could have ended a bit sooner. I feel like the climax was hit around episode 28 or 30, I think, and then starting from episode 30, 31, it was kind of difficult to finish it for me. Like I like had to force myself to finish it because I wanted it to be complete. But yeah, overall I enjoyed watching it, and I also really liked the female lead. I thought it was kind of cool that she did things that were kind of out of the norm during that period of time, and I thought that was like very cool. I just think that she was like such a cool female lead, so that made the drama also like very enjoyable. So moving on from dramas, let's get into reality/variety shows. So the first one that I want to talk about actually is a German YouTube show. It's called The Race. I've always been like a fan of The Race, and I don't know if it has subtitles, I don't think so, but I wish that it would have like English subtitles because it's just so good, and I feel like people are missing out by not watching it. Season 3 actually is like a team season, so normally in the first 2 seasons it's solo contestants competing against each other. This time it's like 5 teams of 2. In this season they start in Hanoi, Vietnam, and they have to travel to a destination, but the thing here is they are not allowed to have money or use their personal phones, and there's also like a bunch of rules, so it's kind of exciting. It's always unexpected how the seasons go, and yeah, it's just like very fun to see them compete and finding a way to get from one place to another. It's always like something I look forward to. If one day they have subtitles, or I don't know, you're trying to learn German, then you should definitely check out The Race. Another show that I watched this year, or finished watching this year I think, because it started last year, is Transit Love 4. And first things first, Transit Love is my favorite Korean dating show, and yeah, nothing comes close to Transit Love. And if you've never heard of Transit Love before, it's a dating reality show where ex-couples, they move into a house together and they either reconnect with the exes or fall for someone else. Obviously, this becomes very messy. But if you were to watch Transit Love, then you need to watch season 2 first, because season 2 is like very iconic. Season 4 was also very fun. I feel like season 4 was very messy. They brought like very different characteristics to the show, which have never happened in the other seasons before. I'm not gonna spoil it for you guys. It was very messy and very, not draining, but like I feel like you were so focused on each of the relationships. Also, like the episodes are not short. They're like 2 hours long, but like the 2 hours, they go by like this. That's like personally my favorite show. You should watch it. And if you decide to watch Transit Love, please let me know, because I wanna know if I've positively influenced someone into watching that. It's worth it. I promise you. Another thing, I've watched Show Me the Money 12 this year, and it's been actually a long time since I watched Show Me the Money. I think the last season that I watched was season 6, which was in like 2018, 2019. Yeah, so that's been a very long time. But this season, I don't know, for some reason it caught my attention, probably because of the producer teams. I saw that Crush, Loco, Gray were in that season again, so I was like, okay, maybe I should check it out, and I'm so glad that I did. It was so good. It was so fun to kind of discover new artists. Felt like it was 2016, 2017 all over again, because during that time I was like really into Korean hip-hop. I've always been like a fan of Show Me the Money. I loved season 3, I loved season 4, 5 and 6. Like those were like fun seasons, so it was really nice to come back to Korean hip-hop and see that again. Because of that, I fell into like a Korean hip-hop rabbit hole. There I found out that there's another show called Rap Public that got released 2024. Most of those contestants were on Show Me the Money 12, so I ended up watching Rap Public, and it was so fun. It was so fun. It was very different to Show Me the Money. So there's different teams, and for one round each team leader had to compete against each other, and I think it was called Infinite Cypher, and basically they had to rap like non-stop until they ran out of verses. They would get eliminated if they had no more verses left. They would rap and then choose the next rapper, and sometimes they would like choose the same rapper over and over again because they wanted them to like run out of verses. It was crazy. On to the next category, movies. And honestly, although I like watch a bunch of shows, I'm not that much of a movie watcher. Like I know like some classics, obviously. It's not like I don't watch movies, it's just I would rather watch TV shows than movies, and I want to change that. First movie that I watched this year is actually The People We Meet on Vacation. I actually really enjoyed it. It was very lighthearted and easy to watch, and it's just a cute, fun rom-com. It reminded me of the movies I watched when I was younger, movies from like the early 2000s, 2010s, and yeah, I actually enjoy these kind of movies, so if you have any more recommendations, please send them my way. Yeah, again, it's just like very lighthearted if you want to watch something easy but like fun. Let's go on to the next movie. For this, I went to the movie theater twice. I watched the Michael Jackson biopic and I loved it. I loved it. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't even know what else to say. It was just great. I can't wait for the second part. I know like the first part was originally supposed to be 4 hours long, but then they had to cut it down to 2 hours. But I wouldn't mind watching 4 hours, and I enjoyed watching it. My favorite part of that movie was when the instrumental to I Can't Help It started playing. I didn't expect it to be played in the movie, and for so long it went like on for like a minute and was just very beautiful. Okay, so the last movie I'm gonna talk about is The Devil Wears Prada 2. The first part used to be like my favorite movie when I was younger. I wanted to be a fashion journalist, and New York had always been my dream, especially like movies that got released in the early 2000s. It's kind of difficult to release something better. I feel like those movies will always stay iconic. So I didn't go in with high expectations, and yeah, that's also like the way I feel like about the movie. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't necessarily like wow. Also, I love the outfits. The outfits were really nice, especially what's her name? I think Ashley Simon. Her outfits, every single one, beautiful, so beautiful. Yeah, so it was just like nice to watch and something I could add to my list. On to the last category, music. The main artist that I want to talk about is Joyce Rice, because I'm a huge fan, and she finally released music this year. You made me Break Me In and Crack the Code have genuinely been on repeat ever since they got released. So good. I love her voice. You should definitely check her out, especially if you're into R&B. Yeah, because so underrated, actually. She's so underrated. I wish like more people knew about her. Also, I love the music video to Break Me In. She kind of paid homage to Beyonce's Crazy in Love, like with the styling and the dancing. So cool. So Joyce Rise, yeah. The day she drops the album, just know that I am like gonna be the happiest person ever. Yeah, and obviously because I watched Show Me the Money 12, I ended up listening to a lot of music came out of that season. There was a lot of good tracks this season. Like, I enjoyed most of the songs that got released, but my favorite one, Sky Pass. Sun is rising, roll the dice with my name, yeah, I like it. Not only that song, but also like the entire performance was so beautiful. So great. Also in the end there was like this guitar solo and it just made everything perfect. It was so good. The chorus is just so addicting. And obviously I have to talk about Eve because she's one of my favorite artists. Just good. I cannot even comment on it. It's just a masterpiece. The chorus is just so cool and it's just like so smooth. Yeah. So Eve, Nail, and the music video, I don't know, I feel like, I don't know, is that my favorite Eve music video? It's definitely one of my favorite music videos. Also, I'm gonna maybe like show you guys in my next vlog, but I saw Eve and I got to hear Nail live, so that was an experience that I will never forget, and I'm so happy that I got to see that. When I look at you, it's like a dream come true. 시간은 계속 뒤척인 우리 남아도 계속 무하게 나 이대로 또 괜찮지 이랬다 저랬다 no rule 그날 밤 attitude I'm not bad. Alright Sonatas on my speaker and the tears won't. So yeah, I think that's basically everything that I wanted to talk about. And yeah, thank you so much for listening to me talk. I hope you enjoyed this video. Until next time, bye.